has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with super male or super female vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Thomas Jefferson. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We are back live. I don't think I've ever done this, but we're going to take calls specifically for listeners in Central Texas who are attending South by Southwest or people that have comments on South by Southwest. That's the big, giant, interactive film and then entertainment music event that goes on for more than 2 weeks. 2 weeks officially, but it just takes up the whole month of March now. It turns the city into a hellhole with massive traffic. And it's a microcosm of other globalist operations where they hype things up. It's like a new gold rush where there are no real jobs in the economy. There's no real jobs for all these trendies that have gone and gotten these degrees. And it's a bunch of corporations like McDonald's handing out free food like crack dealers, you know, hand out crack to school children. It's just a joke. And you can see where this is going in the future as there's fewer and fewer jobs. And basically these kingpins are like the scam artist that would wait out at the gateway to the West, Missouri and other areas, Chicago, Illinois, other areas, and provision everyone who was preparing to go west with their wagon trains. And if you didn't know what you were doing, they'd sell you a wagon that fell apart 50 miles down the road. They'd gouge you. They'd suck every dime out of you and then send you down the road, basically preying on your dreams, preying on your hopes. That's what fads are. It's what modern fashion's all about. It's about controlling how you see the world instead of organic cultural values. The globalists are waging war on anything organic that developed out of humanity naturally that we have ancestral memories to engage in. The globalists are waging war against the family, against sovereignty, against national sovereignty, against private property. They're at war against the individual. They're at war with humans. like they're space aliens from another dimension. And I'm not saying that's what we're dealing with, but it might as well be that. I have analyzed the enemy operation for 25 years. I've been on air for 20. I've read their publications. I've read history books. I've studied the latest manuals on technology, and I'm telling you that AI will be a new life form on this planet. And really, at its core, that's what this is about, is selling AI and the surveillance society as cool. So I want to hear your angle on South by Southwest. I want to hear your take on this and other events that are sponsored by the biggest globalist companies. The same globalist outfits that finance the gun control movement and the open borders, they're all over South by Southwest. By the way, I get invited to speak at South by Southwest events, and I don't go. I've been in films that premiere there, and I've been on a bunch of TV shows, and I just don't want to be part of it. We instead this week, throughout the weekday show coming up, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central, we're going to be hijacking their memes, their stories, their terms, and showing people. We've already done it. We've already got 2 stories that are national news from this. And it just started Friday officially, right? Didn't it just start Friday? I try not to pay attention to it. But I've got the crew out there doing it. So we're going to talk about globalist fads, globalist advertising, marketing, Edward Bernays, propaganda, and how they create these events like the Oscars or sports, the Super Bowl, where it becomes so sick and we're all watching and obsessing on what they say and do. It'd be fine to have something interactive if it was from the people and what they had to say. That's why talk radio is so great. You call in. You bring up topics. You're involved. Not when you see something like South by Southwest. And that's how I see these South by Southwest trendies. I mean, they're so desperate. They're so scared. I talk to them. They're there looking for a job. They're there trying to get out of mom's basement. They're trying to find that magic thing. You got all these Google unpaid people. They've had Google intern movies to recruit them. Hundreds of thousands of them not being paid, just hoping that desperately someday they'll be somebody. And Microsoft and McDonald's, and they're all just there. Something that started out about music and independent film has just been turned into another globalist marketing pump to spew out propaganda. So I don't really know overall where you're going to go with this. I know where I'm going to go with it. I'm going to break down some of the secrets of their manipulation and kind of open source the scam for folks to wonder why they're at South by Southwest. I'm going to explain it to you. From my perspective, which is dead on, you can believe it. But you can disagree with me if you like, if you think it's a great thing. Sure, it's like a lottery ticket. You know, George Orwell marveled in essays he wrote, not just in his fictional allegory, 1984, about if the general public ever stopped obsessing on sports, and knowing every sports score, or knowing all about lottery ticket systems, which were impossible. People invest in lotteries all day, spend their paycheck on it, when 1 out of 50 million, I guess, win the average lottery. 1 in 20 million, 1 in 5 million. It's just delusional. And that's what something like South by Southwest is it's all about suckering the chumps that want to go west. But at least if you wanted to go west to Valhalla, to a free open land, and be somebody and carve something out, at least a lot of those Easterners and immigrants knew how to work hard and were somewhat smart, even though a lot of them got ripped off by the dry goods stores and by the provisioners and by the outfitters. You need to know that something like South by Southwest is 99% fraud, 99% scam, 99% joke, chumping you. Just like turning your guns in and being trendy and being liberal and being politically correct. You're told, do this, you'll be accepted. No, do this, you're not a human anymore. You're not even real. It's totalitarianism packaged as sicky sweet fake liberalism. And by the way, beards are in fashion now. When I made the joke about different colored socks and beards, it's like guys with tattoos and motorcycles. I like tattoos. I get them. I like motorcycles. Most people on motorcycles with tattoos are really cool. There's certain types of people that go out and get a bunch of tattoos on a motorcycle. They're all hat and no cattle. I'm not against a hat if you got cattle. And, you know, what makes a man, the beard or the man? I have nothing against beards. You'll just see like 20-year-old guys with a beard that look at you like you're not a man, you don't have a beard. It's like, buddy, I could have a big old blonde red beard if I wanted one. I don't have one because it makes my face scratch. And, you know, the ladies don't like it. But it's the fad I don't like about the beards. That it's a system-driven cheekiness put out by the liberals that then everybody adopts. And then it's these anti-male, effeminate men with beards and big mustaches, and they look at you like you're naked because you don't have one. And it's like, hey, dude, I can break people's necks. I can wage war against tyranny. I earned my bones 100 times, 100 different ways. You don't even know what planet I'm on. I can grow a big mustache and put grease on the end of it. And I got a lot of friends that got mustaches and beards. They're cool people because they already do something. I'm talking in generalities. In generalities, everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's the fads I don't like. It's all I hear men talk about is the NFL. And it's like, talk about something else. I was in a hot tub with a couple business guys and their girlfriends last night, and it was just so refreshing to hear these super successful, young, you know, like one was like 35, almost 40 entrepreneurs. They knew how every angle, how stuff worked. They weren't even listeners, but they just knew about the scams. They were not talking about how to be trendy or how to have a beard. It was just wonderful. It was just incredible. It was a magic moment. And that's what I like to be around. It's so interesting to sit around and have dinner with a top retired NASA rocket scientist and a business owner who owns some of the biggest restaurant operations in the country, and, you know, a champion bull rider. It's so cool to be around men that have actually done something, and the whole system is designed and set around not getting you to ever do anything, not getting you to ever take action. Coming up, I'll hit this and then go to your phone calls. But here's the local number. We're giving a local number out today, 512-646-1776, 512-646-1776, 512-646-1776. And we'll take your calls if you're in Austin, Texas, have been to South by Southwest, are part of it. If you disagree with me, if you think you're getting value out of it. Women think, you know, having a guy punch them and put them out on the street as a prostitute, they're winning. They find out later they're not. Or buying lottery tickets. You can't explain this to some people that want to be pimped. But I'm kind of the anti-pimp. I'm here to, I want to see humanity rise. 877-789-ALEX is the general number if you're local and just want to call that toll-free for some ridiculous reason. But 512-646-7076. I've not gotten into the internet takeover that's going on, and we now have the documents. They now finally released them 2 weeks late to confuse everybody. When the story wasn't big anymore, we need to make it big again. That's a trick they played. We'll get into media tricks coming up the next hour, not just South by Southwest. We'll get into USDA reports virulent strain of avian flu spreading quickly in the Kansas area and other areas. We'll get into the shooters coming out and admitting they shot the cops. Folks try to claim that was a false flag. Border Patrol says waves of sex offenders and criminals pouring across KRGV-TV. All this and more in the Info War. Stay with us. I'm Alex Jones, defending humanity. If you're watching or listening, you are the resistance to the dehumanization takeover. Resist, awaken.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of super oxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy Powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad-tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.
Sold out for weeks due to the difficult and extensive proprietary process behind its creation. The exclusive InfoWars Life Secret 12 formulation is now back in stock. This ultra-clean vitamin B12 nutraceutical has been carefully crafted and developed over the last 2 years and is based on cellular science of how your body actively absorbs essential nutrients. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. Secret 12 is a binary